Hello, everyone, and welcome to Out of Nowhere. It's a great show, isn't it? Out of Nowhere. We do talk about everything, whatever has happened around the world and the universe. My special guest today is Heidi Elizabeth Anson. She's a published author, and all her books are all about mystery, ghosts, aliens, UFOs, miracles, and intervention with God. Um, you can find it. Her books can be published on Amazon, several platforms. As you can always read about her books through her website www.god/inspire.one. Can we please welcome Heidi to the show? Hello there.
Hello there. Thank you for having me on here. I'm so looking forward to talk to you today.
Thank you. And now is Denmark.
Oh, it's perfect in Denmark. Well, it's very dark here. It's 8 o'clock here in Denmark, so it's evening, so it's pitch black outside, right? So yeah.
Um, what inspires you to write all around and inside out frequency and manifestation?
Oh yeah, that's an amazing book. That's the latest one I have written so far. And I did that because I experienced many things related to energy and frequencies. And I had an experience with the divine God, where I suddenly understood that everything was energy. And it was like I saw him before me, and suddenly the one of his cheek in his face started to dissolve somehow into atoms, small pieces. And I said, oh my God. And I just looked at it, and then I understood he is energy. He's all the energy there's out there, right? So I understood everything is energy. We are all energy, and we are a part of a yeah, we are part of one same energy, but we have different kind of frequencies attached to us, and that is how we can make a feel the difference between what is an alien, what is God, what is a human, what is an animal, and so forth. Okay. And this is what I think I had to write about it, because it's very important. Because whatever we think about in this world, we send out there. So everyone will be attached to it. Everyone will feel it, what we do with ourselves. So that's why I've written that book, because I had to have the focus on positivity, because it's very important to have that view on life, because you manifest all what you think about. So if you have many bad thoughts during the day, you actually create a very bad day for yourself and future as well, right? So everything you create right here and right now, you actually do that to yourself, to your surroundings, and you send it out there in the energy. And people who are very sensitive can feel it. They can sense it, what is happening in the world. Okay. So it's very important that we think more positive in the world. So I had that feeling I had to written down this little book for everyone to look into. And I know many people have done that so far, because we know everything is energy out there. So that's why I did it. That's why I wrote this little book. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
How has your own spiritual journey shaped the way you see energy and divine connection?
Yeah, but I have seen that since I was a little child. I have seen it out in nature. When I was out walking my son, he was not very old at the time. We went to a little forest not far from where I lived. And suddenly I saw everything in energies. I only saw energy. My physical body was gone. My son's body was gone. We were all energy. We were only colors, kind of earth colors, brown and green, like that. And when I looked around, I saw everything as energy. Everything was energy. I couldn't see a light pole or a car or something. I saw movement in the energy, that it moved away, but it was energy, all of it. It was amazing to look at. And when I look out in the fields, I can see the grass was energy. I can see how it moved because the wind was there. And I could see the tree, which energy form it had as well. And my son and I, we just walked there. It was mind blowing to watch that and see how we look like. It was just like a little ball where you have your actually the face, right? And something up here, like a what we call the contact to God. I will see that. Okay. And then
Yeah.
I could see how it was in the body as well, and how we actually flow over the ground. It was just energy walking there. And how well that's possible, I don't know, but it was just amazing to watch that. So throughout my life, I have been actually seen it. No matter where I have been, I have seen energy move. I have seen moving as a like a wave coming towards me like that. When someone was thinking about me or talking about me, or I was thinking about God, I suddenly saw movement as a wave coming towards me like that. It was so amazing to see how energy folded, and I could see God's face. I saw in the night sky. I saw it when I was out driving a car. I could see everything in the energy drawing itself together, and I could see the face of God in the sky as well. And all I saw it was contracting itself, so I could see the face, and it was all energy again. So we are a part of that energy, all of us. And yeah, it's
You
so
know,
mind blowing to watch. You know.
when you talk about the energy and all that,
Yeah.
what colours could you see then?
Huh?
What colours could you see?
Well, what I could say, it was a green color, it was a brown color, it was a clear white color, what was about our heads, right? I could
Mm,
see a much green, I could see much brown. So it was, for me, it was earth colors, right? So if you see the brown, it's earth, it's the, the dirt you're walking it, or what it is. You can see that colors. I could see, yeah, it actually out in the woods, it was much about the trees was the brown, yeah, and the green top as well. It was, I think it was all of those colors I saw. Not so much as I saw a bit of yellow, but it was more the sun I saw, right? But it was more those colors I saw, and a little blue because of the wave and the wind. Yeah, those was the colors I saw all the time.
I know in the book you describe God
Yeah,
revealing himself as
yeah,
tiny particles and atoms. Can
yeah.
you share more about that moment and what it meant to you?
Oh, if for me it was kind of life changing, a moment, because I saw that. I was so flabbergasted. I looked at his face because I thought, I didn't know what to expect when I saw God before me like that. And then this happened. I was so focused on him. And then he started to show me, like, he smiled to me. And then I saw the cheek in his face dissolving into the small particle. So it was started to move away from his face. So I could see it was playing around in the energy field. It was small atoms. It was absolutely I can't describe it. I sat there, like that, I was really amazed by the sight I saw. And then I got that understanding of it immediately, that this is all energy. And he showed me it like that, just to teach me how I had to see that, how to understand that everything was energy. It was an amazing situation in my life. I will never forget
I'm going
that.
to say that, but
Yeah.
how did he look? Did he look tall, small? God?
Which one? God? Oh no, God looked like a human being, just like you and me. Just the energy feel I could see, right? That's what I saw, and I have a face I attached to it. What I feel is God for me, and I can see that face, and that's the face that showed me what everything happened in his face actually when he started to dissolve his energy field, right? And it was also in a recognition of that he is everywhere. All the small He is the smallest atom, and he is the tallest thing that is in the world, the biggest thing that is in the world. He is everything in this universe, and he is actually the only thing there is out there.
Right, lovely.
Yeah.
What role does divine energy play in manifestations compared to human willpower or intentions?
Um, I think regarding to the energy field, if you like to, I can see it as I have an understanding that we are our own creators in life. And when we use the energy in the right direction, in the right way, as a, you think about the positivity in your life, only think about the good things in your life and the power you have a strength inside you that is mind blowing. You have that power within you. You are able to create your own future, your own here and now, actually. So if you have a bad life, you can actually do it yourself. You can change your life. You can change it by thinking more positively and only think about the good things you want in life instead. That's how you can do it. And your power is amazing to use in that area because the more you can feel it, you can sense it, you can feel the joy. If you want to experience something amazing in your life, win a lottery, I don't know, many things about that, right? Or you want to experience something, a wedding or a love in your life, just see it before you. Think about it and feel it. Feel the joy and the love you have in your heart to the things you create. Okay? Because what you do, you manifest it in the energy, and the energy respond and actually give you along the way what's happening. Okay? Yeah.
A question from Mason here. Good
Yeah.
evening, Heidi. Um,
Hello.
has had any other Bible figures appeared, for example, Our Lady Mary?
Yeah, I have seen Lady Mary as well. It's amazing to see her. She's so beautiful. I can tell you that. But when I saw her that time, it's several years ago. I saw Lady Mary, and she said to me, "Heidi, it's okay," because I was amazed to see her. I wanted to see her, and then she did. Then she said to me, "But Heidi, it's okay because you're already focused on God, and that's the most important thing for you." So that's what I do.
You know, when you see anybody like that, is it to do with meditation as well? So it comes
I
through, or do you just?
it yeah, it comes through like I'm sitting here talking to you. That's how God also talks to me.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Um, how can someone recognize when they are out of tune with the right
Oh,
frequency?
yeah. When then they experience bad things in their life, when can they feel you have struggles all the time, or yeah, you feel like you're banging your head against the wall actually, then you know you're not on the right path. And the body try to tell you that as well, because your body is good at that point. It can tell you what is wrong with you, also with sickness and everything. So when you can feel sickness in your body, you are not well, you're not there where you have to be, because it's also something you have in your mind. You create it, and you're the one creating the sickness in your health. Okay, so that's why it's important when you have those symptoms, then you need to stop and look and see what's wrong in your life. Because if you have a focus that is very negative, you are actually drawing yourself down and destroying your good health. Okay, so that's why you can see it like that. Okay, I mean, you can see it in many ways. Actually, you can also meet a person talking to you who is telling something where you said, "Oh my God, I never thought about that. I need to think about that instead." That's why we have each other here on Earth. We have to help each other, right? And we inspire
Mm.
each other. And that's why we so if you have struggles in your life, then stop for a moment and think about it. Sit down and meditate on it and let go of it. And every time you have a question to the universe, to God, as I have, then always end the sentence with "your will be done." Not your own will be done, because then it's more egos based, right? So you always have to have that um, look out in life, the positive, the love, and feel it all around you. And then you can change the bad things you have. Okay. Your sickness and everything can change. It can over
Well,
time.
can I ask you earlier? I should have asked you.
Yeah.
How did it all start for you then, with believing in God and helping people around the world?
Oh, it started actually as I was a little baby. I was only 6 months old when it happened, when I talked to God for the first time in my life. I have never been in doubt who it was back then. I was just a tiny little baby, right? And I was laying in my bed that evening, and I was tucked in too hard. So I said to God, I want to go home. How could I even think that? I wanted to go home to God. I was only 6 months old. And I thought, it's because we have that connection. When you are born, you still have that connection to God. Then we have all the impulses coming to you throughout life. Then you get away from that attachment to God. And that's sad, actually, because you have it with you all the way. You just need to be aware of it. Okay. And I was, when I was 6 months old, when, and I said to God, I want to go home, God. And I actually stopped breathing. So when I did that, he came immediately, and he was, very firm, very fatherly. And he said to me, Heidi, breathe. You need to breathe, Heidi. And then he said to me, and you need to live my message. And the message he gave me is the message of love, the unconditional love for all beings in all the worlds. So it started back then. So I was only 6 months old when I had my first encounters with God, when I talked to him for the first time. And he has been with me all my life. He has, yeah.
How did you go through school then?
It
Uh,
wasn't easy.
did
It was,
people,
yeah.
you're talking at an early age and wanting to learn and to help people.
Yeah.
How did they look at you at school then?
Or I try always to help everywhere where I went, actually, because I don't know, I have that feeling inside of me. I need to be there. I need to help the person that's coming towards me, because I'm always placed where I'm needed. That's what I'm experienced all my life. I'm always placed there. And I think every time God has placed me somewhere, it's because there I have to do something for those who are around me. And it was that way also in school, okay? And trust me, I've been ridiculed very much, because I have my very firm belief in God and all the other things I have seen in my life. Okay. And I can remember one time when I was in sixth grade, actually. And I told in the classroom that I had seen that I can see the soul in someone's eyes. Oh my God, they laughed at me. I felt so, not stupid, but oh my God, I was so shy, but the teacher helped me out, and said to the class they needed to ship it, because that it was the truth. She said that, and I was absolutely amazed by her help, actually. But I was really bullied about it,
Oh,
ridiculed
I
a bit.
bet you was.
Yeah.
I bet you was. When you're a teenager
Thank
and
you.
you're
Yeah.
looking into things, it must be quite hard.
Yeah, it was very hard, because not many people today are believing in God. I can tell you that. I can see it everywhere in our society. I can see when people are sad. I can see so much sadness out there in the world today, but I can also see the spirit. We always have to remember that God is in everyone, okay? And sometimes we have to go through stuff because we have what we call something karmic we have done in previous life. We have with us in this life, we have to go through, and that could be a very tough on you. It can also be a very deadly disease you have to go through, and that's absolutely sad. But something it is something we have created before we even came here for the first in this lifetime. Okay. And I think it's that when again, whatever you create in your life, whatever you think about in your life, you bring with you also into the next level or the next life. Okay. So it's very important, always have that positive outlook.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Nathan's got another question here.
Yeah, no
Heidi,
worries.
you're a beautiful lady. Do you believe
Thank
in
you.
guardian angels?
Yeah, I do. There are beautiful angels out there. I have seen them as well. So, absolutely, as they can help you, whatever. If you want to ask them, you can do that, and they will help you. Trust me on that. They are there. They are there. But you can go to God directly and talk to God. No one is preventing you for doing that. Some people I have met out there, didn't even think that they could talk to God directly. They thought they needed to go through spirits, through angels or something like that to even be able to talk to God. No, you can sit down in your living room and start talking to God. God will listen to you. Everything you have in your heart, He will listen to, because He wants your beautiful, pure heart. Okay, and yeah, that's what you need to do. So sit down and just start talking to God. He will listen to you.
Do you believe in manifestations is something anyone can access, or does it require a certain level of spiritual awareness?
No, we can all of us can actually do this. We are able to manifest our life ourselves. We are that. We just need to be aware of it. Sometimes we do go through life and we do that. We don't see anything in our lives. But if you are aware, if you look around and look what happens around you, and you can see it, what happens around you, you can see people change. How did they do that? And ask yourself those questions. How can I change? How is it possible for me to do that? Everyone can do it. The child can do it, because the child is open to everything. Everything. They have the spontaneous, beautiful love inside of them. So if you watch a child, you can see how absolutely fantastic they are. They are in contact with the divine love and God. And you can have that in your life. He is already within every one of you, even though you don't know it. But He is there for you. You just need to reach out, and you want to open your heart, and then He will be there for you. If you take the first step, He will take 10 steps towards you. Okay? Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my belief. Yeah.
Well, it sounds as though, yeah. What
Yeah.
kind of feedback have you received from readers who applied your teaching?
Oh, people have been amazing. When I have talked to someone and guided them, or not guided them, sometimes words just blur out of my mouth. Okay, and I think it comes from something else, and something they just stand there in front of me and is, oh my God, I never thought about that. That is correct. I will try that. Thank you so much. Okay, it's something spontaneous happening. Okay, I have it with a wonderful colleague of mine, actually a couple of days ago. Said something to her, and she came the next day. Heidi, it was amazing what you told me, and I did it, and it worked out, she said. So something like that, and I'm so happy every time I hear something like that happening, when people react to it and try it out. Okay, and I don't know what it is. It comes from my heart. It comes from the innermost heart. And I know that God is within us. So I think it comes from Him. And when it comes out of my mouth, it's what comes. Something I don't even think about what I'm saying. It just blurs out of my mouth. So I think He is the one controlling what I'm saying sometimes.
Yeah, I think it
Well,
comes around you
yeah,
sometimes. I know
yeah,
many years ago, I lived on a holiday camp in a
yeah,
chalet, I call it a chateau, but it was a chalet.
yeah,
Feeling down with myself, thinking, "Oh my God, I haven't got anybody friends."
yeah,
And all of a sudden, God appeared in front of me,
yeah,
and as people say, "How did you know it was him?" I just
yeah,
had that feeling it was him, and he came in front of me, and I was fine.
yeah.
I just looked up at him. He looked at me. He went away, and I sat down in chair and I thought, "Well, I'm not on my own.
No,
He's
exactly.
there. If
Yeah,
I ever wanted, ask for him to come
yeah,
around."
yeah, exactly.
So we're not really on his own. There must be people sat in chairs all around the world tonight and
Yeah,
feeling sorry for themselves, but they're not on their own. They've got
no,
guides as well there with them
yes,
who will help them in every way possible.
yeah, exactly.
When you look at things, how do you hope the book changes the way people think about energy and spirituality?
Well, what I hope is for people to open up their hearts, open up their eyes for everything around them, and to understand they actually are the creator of their own lives, and that God is with them all the way through. So they are not alone, as we talked about right just now. Okay, you are never alone. You have the power inside of you. and you can change things like that, and you can say out the things, you say it out loud what you want to experience from the divine energy as well, and you will experience it. The more beautiful heart you have with you, because it's very important you always have that inside of you. You can't talk to God with hatred, because it will not work. You need to have the positive attitude. You need to be okay and have gratitude. It's very important to have gratitude as well, because it's a very important word to have. Whether we need to be grateful what we have in our lives, because what we have created right now is our own doing actually. Then we need to see, okay, I accept what I have in my life. What would I love to have in my life that makes me happy? It has to be something that makes you really happy, from the bottom of my heart, really, really happy. Bliss, I will tell you that. When I feel the presence of God, it's like every cell in my body is vibrating from that kind of love. It's so powerful. And when you have felt that, as when you experience God, right? You just know it in your inside yourself. You know it's God standing before you, because that is a form called, kind of, you recognize it. You recognize the divine energy. You just know it in yourself. And that's absolutely fantastic to experience. And when you're open to it, it will happen to you no matter what. You can start from scratch. It's just do it. You can do that. Yeah.
What what makes your approach to manifestation unique compared to other books in general?
For me, well, regarding my books, I've written all my books exactly because I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to share my experiences. Well, God asked me to actually write my books, all of them. And I did that because I never thought I was to write books. But suddenly he came to me and showed me. I stood there at a high table, in the teacher's class, when I stood there writing books. And I saw the books lying there, and I said to God, "Oh my God, am I to be an author?" And then God said to me, "No, Heidi, you're the writer, I'm the author." And I just laughed when he did that. That was so amazing. Okay. So he actually was the one to say to me, "You need to write books." And so did several of my friends, because I have so many experiences throughout my life related to aliens, to God, absolutely to God, and to ghosts. And other things actually in life, right? And when we do that, when I share that within my books to everyone, I hope that they will be inspired to do something and to get started, or already am there and can share what they actually experience. What I hope actually for people to experience throughout my books is to is there something you can recognize in all of that what I write about? Because I'm very bold in what I'm writing. I'm very straightforward when I write my experience down, because also when I have something that's not good for me, but I have experienced it as well. Okay. And also that you need to understand, when I write this book, also, I feel everything in the energy field. Everything. Also, when people do not like me, I can feel that.
Oh,
I can feel the hatred when they do not like me, don't want to talk to me. It's like something is scratching my energy field. It's really tough on me. And sometimes it can be so hard that I can't hardly breathe, because there are people out there don't want you to be happy, don't want you to be anything in that
yeah.
character. But if you have a firm belief in God, you will succeed in the end. Okay.
Do you think it's some people it's jealousy? They don't
Yes.
want you to get on in life.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you this also that with the one, the grass is greener on the other side, right? Is always that I want to be more than that person or that person. It's not what it's all about. It's all about you yourself, what you are doing with your life, what you actually are the one to create in your own life. So everything you create in your life, if you do it negatively or you have hatred towards others, you will receive that yourself. And when you do this, the one, when you point at someone, look at the three fingers pointing back at you when you do that, right?
Yeah.
Because you will get it back. When you are actually bad towards other people, you will get it back tenfold. Okay, so never do that. That's why it's so important to be that person, very positive person. Yeah.
Let's have a look. What advice would you give to someone just beginning their journey into understanding energy and manifestation?
The first thing I will say to people is that realize that you actually are the one creating things in your own life. Realize that you can do so perfectly because you are already so perfect inside of you, because God is inside of you and He is perfect. And you're the one to become perfect. So every time you think something that is fantastic, every layer of that keeping you down will be removed. So just try it out. Focus on it. And sometimes it may take time before the changes comes to you, okay? But it will eventually come to you, because every time you do it and you feel it with all your heart and thinking about it all the time in a positive way, it will manifest in your life. Okay. So that's important. So when you're starting out, just be look up, open your heart, and feel what's coming to you, because this is what God wants to you. Open your heart and ask for it and say, you are ready to receive that. You are ready to understand this life. You're ready to understand who you really are. That's the question actually I want to say to those starting out. Ask yourself who you really are, and you will be amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
working on a continuation or related project that builds on these ideas?
Absolutely, because I try it all out of myself as well. That's why I also wrote the book down, because it's something you can focus on all the time. It's the book you can open up, look into, and say, oh my God, I forgot that. Yeah, I will try that. That's the next one. It's a kind of lessons given out, not lessons like that, because you experience yourself what is right and wrong for you. And my book is just one of them that is out there. Okay, there are many books out there about manifestation that you can look into. Okay, and I will say I am one of those who has written a book based on all my experience, personal experiences, and I call them real life experiences, because it is something that has happened in my life, and that's the only thing, and that's why I can share it with you. If you have written a book that you haven't tried out yourself, then you will be a teacher that cannot tell anything to any students, because it will be wrong. You have to be the one to practice yourself as well. So I'm doing it myself. I can see if I have something negative in my life, I need to change my focus and be more positive again. That's why I can see it in my life. I am so aware of it. So I'm constantly working on it. And so will you when you understand everything about it as well. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I want to talk about your other book, the series
Yeah.
of Life with Supernatural Events.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write a life with supernatural events?
It's because my life had been filled with both miracles, also tough things, but also experiences with aliens, UFOs, ghosts. As also experienced all of that as a child. Since I was a child, I've experienced all my life. It's a very natural part of me, and that's why I call it a supernatural way of life, actually, because all of the experience I have had throughout life has been absolutely powerful. And fantastic, and I could share it with my family, especially with the ghosts, because I lived in a actually a haunted house together with my family, so I experienced ghosts there. I was called out. Sometimes I was called out to help people with ghosts. And when I saw aliens for the first time, or talked to aliens, I saw the UFOs, and I thought to myself, oh my God, my life is filled with fantastic things. And I said, I will have to write all of this down. And people also asked me to do so, because I have experienced many fantastic things with aliens and UFOs, as well as with ghosts, because spirits came as also coming through to me, asking for help just to get home, want to see the light. And I do that as well, sending them home into the light with God's help. I am also doing that. So I'm doing many, many fantastic things in my life, beside I have actually also a full-time job. Okay.
I
But
was going
I'm
to
doing it
say,
all the time. Yeah.
you do well, really.
Yeah.
Uh, do you draw from your personal experiences, folklore, or spiritual traditions, themes, and symbolism?
What I draw from, the only thing is what is very important for me is love. It's the unconditional love that is in all aspects of spirituality, in the paranormal world. Whatever you look at, love is the main point for everything. So if you focus on love, the unconditional love, you are absolutely the right place. That I can tell you. And this is what you have to be focusing on all the time. Because when you focus on love, everything else will be given to you. Absolutely. That's
Well, yeah,
peace, that's
I
bliss.
would say
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does the series explore the boundaries between everyday life and the supernatural?
Yeah. You say, I've learned to live with it because I have it with me since I was a child. Okay. When I was out there in nature, felt one with God because I felt the nature. I was over there touching the leaves, saw the spiders, felt the birds and everything. Every time I did that, I felt one with God because God's nature and the nature out there is God itself as well. That's why you can go into nature and actually understand life itself. If you go out there and watch the birds, if you watch any animals out there, watch the trees give you the solitude. You can sit under the tree. It gives you shadow. If you look into that, you will understand life so much better because the nature around you will show you that. That's only one. That's also one of the very amazing things about that. Yeah. Oh,
Uh, what reoccurring symbols or motives appear across the four books, characters, and development?
yeah, because if you read my books along the way from number one to number four, I have right now in this series, A Life with Supernatural Events, you will see how I develop as well as person and how much I have learned along the way. Because when writing it down, I also understand things along the way. Beside what I've experienced, I develop all the time, and so do you. So do everyone around us. We explore everything in life. Life is one long education. That's what I will call it actually. And you will see how I actually develop throughout my life when you read those four books. Yeah,
Right.
because where I started and what I have learned into when I wrote the number four, and that's why I wrote that book, the last one you just talked about, all around and inside out. That's where I am now. Yeah.
Who is the central character, and how do they evolve through the series?
Through the character, well, I'm difficult saying because it's all about the ghost. It's all about the aliens. It's all about all my amazing experiences with God. I think it's just to tell people there's so much around you. I think that's what the important thing is here. There's so much to see, so much to experience out there. If you dare do that, if you dare open your eyes, and you dare see what's happening around you, because everything will actually be like be served for you. You will see it in your surrounding and you will be amazed when you look at things. And when you're ready to do that, you will experience ghosts, you will experience aliens, you will experience angels, everything. So the books are also telling you be open minded, be open hearted, and again, trust in the process when you are in a situation where it can be tough, but trust in this situation because God is always with you. That's the main point in all the books, also. Yeah. He's protecting you. Yeah.
Yes. How do relationships change when supernatural events intervene?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have been married to a skeptic. Do I need to say more? I
Ah, ah,
actually was, okay? But what happened was we actually got an experience together, and that changed him. I was sitting down at home writing on my computer. I think it was work related, and the phone rang. And I didn't even look to the phone, it was hanging on the wall back then. And I said to my husband, you need to take that because the phone is for you and it's your family and then it's a death in your family. And then I even just looked, it just blurred out of my mouth.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And he stopped and looked at me and said, "What are you saying?" And I said, "Oh my God, what just blurred out of my mouth?" Right. I was also shocked about what I just
I
said
bet
to
you
him,
was.
you know. And then he looked at me in disbelief, right. And when he hung on the phone again, he looked at me and said, "How did you know that? It was a death in the family, in his family. How did you know that?" And I looked at him and I couldn't speak for a little while, I just sat there and said, "Well, I don't know. I just know. I just knew it inside of me that it was all of that," I said to him. I think I think he was shocked because then he actually understood what it was all about, what I was doing. He didn't believe in anything I said. He didn't believe in anything I believed in. But I think that experience itself showed him the way. So it can happen, and that skeptic will be changed.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm absolutely sure. What kind of supernatural events are depicted? Ghosts, visions, miracles, or something else?
Well, the miracles is one of them I had was one of with my son Stefan. Okay, I had one evening when God came to me. He also comes when he is death as well. Okay, and that evening he came to me and he said, "Heidi, you need to be aware." And then I understood he was present as death, and it was related to my son. And
Oh,
a mother is really, oh my God, what can I do? I was a little panicked, right? And God said, "You can't show him fear. You can't show it, Heidi." But I called him to me and I hugged him very closely because I was scared what was going to happen, because it was very clear it was about my son. Okay. And he just needed to make me sure that I was aware of my son. Of course I was. I was always aware of my son. And when there's nothing, I make sure that night and that evening that I tucked him in and nothing was wrong and everything before I could go to bed as well. Well, the next evening, actually, I was sitting in my sofa. I was watching, I think, the news on the telly, and my son came to me and said, "Mom, I want to talk myself tonight." They say, "Okay, you're allowed to do that. That's amazing. You can do that." Okay, and we said organize, and got into his room and went to bed. And I actually was falling asleep on the couch. Just you those
yeah.
sometimes when you look at the telly, right? And suddenly something happened. I can tell you, Robert, something took here and did that and lifted me up from the sofa.
Oh God.
I was so amazed because when I was up and I was set me down there, I understood immediately what I had to do. The only thing I did not know what it was about, I just knew what I had to do. It was like God absolutely controlled me all the way through, right? I rushed into my son's room, and the only thing I needed to do was I had to shake him up a little bit. I had to get him awake,
Hmm.
not enough to that I could open his mouth and get two fingers in and out again. That was very important. I did that. And my son woke, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I said, "Okay, it's okay, Stefan. You can go down to sleep again. Everything is all right now." And I tucked him in again. Okay. I didn't open my hand before I stood in the doorway. And then I opened it, and there was a large piece of chewing gum in the hand. He
Oh,
would have choked to death during the night if I hadn't do that. And I think God controlled me all the way, because if I had maybe had done it on my own, maybe I have done something wrong and he would have died from me. Okay. But God controlled me. It was really like he guided me all the way to do the right thing. Yeah. So that's a miracle.
that is a miracle.
Yeah, it is.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
What emotional or spiritual responses has the series evoked in readers?
Yeah, the same as before. They talked to me. They sent me. things that they have experienced in their life. They share their things with me. When I'm out talking to people, I had the lecture recently in Denmark, and people come to me and talk to me about their experiences. They dare do that because I am the one talking about all of this. And I love when people share their stories with me, their experiences with me, because just show them that they are okay what they are doing and what they're believing in. And no matter what they come, they just seeing their smiling faces make me happy inside here. Because if I can just make one smile, one happy, I'm happy. Okay. And I think that's the main point that's coming through when people are talking to me or writing to me about what they read about or what I talk about. When they hear me speak about many things, they are amazed about what I'm experiencing. And some people realizes that they are actually on the same path as me and experience some of the same things and share that with me. And I love it when they do that. So it's kind of give and take, but it's not giving each other. It's actually what it's all about. We give to each other. That's what we do to develop. Okay. And that's what I'm experiencing when people read my books and
All
hear
right,
me
brilliant.
talk. Yeah.
How does the series differ from mainstream supernatural fiction?
Oh, it is so different because you can feel it in you can feel it in yourself. You can feel it's real life. You can feel this is not something Hollywood made up, right? Hollywood always puts something in there that's not correct, okay?
Correct.
What
Yeah.
you experience in your life is what is most important because you are the one to differ what is right and what is wrong for you. No one needs to talk to you and tell you what to do because you already know that in yourself, in your heart, because God knows where you are in your development and He will give you all the things needed to develop you in your life. Okay? Yeah.
All right, where are we?
Mm.
Which book in the series feels most pivotal and why?
Well, I think the book number 3 in the series, because I had remote viewing in there. I have so many experiences that I couldn't stop myself writing the book. If I didn't stop myself, I would continue written that book number 3. It's a very thick one because there are so much aspects in that book that tells you about biolocation as well, that you can be two places at one time. I experienced that with an alien, absolutely fantastic, or everything like that. When I experienced something with my with the family dog, when I was out there walking the dog and I met a reptilian, how I look back at that throughout life is something that is natural in you. You don't need to pay $500 to learn how to do remote viewing like that or blindsided. You have that in yourself. You have all that talent in yourself and you need to be aware of that. You can do that, all of you. Many people go to clairvoyants and ask about to tell them about your future, their future and everything. You are actually the one that are closest to God. You're the one who can get the answers directly from God, what you need to know. Yeah, clairvoyance is something beautiful. We can get help until we understand it ourselves. That we actually are the tool to get the right answers from God. Not saying right answers that was wrong with me, but the answers God wants you to have. Because sometimes the answers coming from God is not what you want, and you need to understand that as well. Okay.
Do you think some of us are chosen to see things like God, aliens, reptilians?
Yeah. But I also think, yeah, we are, because we are the ones also telling about all of this. But I think this is kind of inspiring others to do the same. I think we are all teachers like that. We are all on the same path, just going each individual path in life, but we are all on the same path, experience so many things. You can actually have experienced many things in previous life as well, so you are actually much more developed in this lifetime in that I am actually. So we are very differently developed in life. That's why we can help each other. Because what I have experienced, others can learn from, and I learn from others who experience much more than I have.
What is the overall storyline across books 1 to 4?
That's alien, God, and UFOs. That's the wonderful miracles. Again, it's about love. It's about love for all beings in all the worlds.
Do you think
This.
Do you think we are part alien?
Yeah, we are. We all are, because we are all from the same energy. So yeah, and I think the aliens also have said that many of us, several of us, have been aliens in previous life many thousands of years ago. But we are part of it, each other. The aliens are part of us, our energy as well. All we have around us is a part of our energy, and it's a part of our development in life. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been abducted then?
I don't call it abducted because I have always done it by my free will. So when they came to me and asked, Heidi, do you want to say about, do you want to see the UFOs? Yeah, psst, I said, and I was there. And I was there with them, and I saw the UFO every time I saw that. So I did it on my free will because I wanted to learn. I saw huge UFOs when I was only 18, between 18 and 20, with together with my twin sister. We shared an experience that was amazing when we saw those enormous big to UFOs flying just above our heads. Okay, that was amazing to watch, and experience what happened. We were on another level. We were actually pulled up so we can look into the craft as well, so we can see what's going on inside of that craft. And all of those stories is in my books. I have many of them. Trust me, guys. That's why I've written so many books about it. I have many experiences, and all of them are actually a really right, so real life
Have you
experiences.
met many different aliens type?
I know different kinds of. I've seen brownish that were more a doctor. I see them as nurses, doctors, healers, because they actually help us here on Earth. They have done so in many ways. I have also been healed by an alien, and I wanted to understand if aliens and God spoke together. Of course they did. The very next morning, I got my answer because I asked God, how is the relationship between you and aliens? And I experienced that the very next morning. When I woke up the next morning, a brownish looking alien was sitting beside me in the bed, and I saw God standing there, and I was fully awake when I saw all of this. And I saw how they communicated with each other, so natural. That's just like you and I are talking right now. They did the same thing. The aliens did that as well, or talked to God about the things He wanted to point out on my body. There were 5 places in my body that needed action, and one of them He wanted to do immediately. And God said to him, "Yeah, you need to do that right away." So what He did was He opened up the skin of my body, and I didn't feel a thing, but I saw everything.
Hmm.
And he put his long finger into the area, it was around my liver. Okay, and he did something down there, and then he pulled out his long finger again and closed down the skin. It was fantastic to see that as well. And that was a healing. So, what was wrong about my liver, I can't tell you, but it was removed. I can tell you that. So, and I know, you know, Preston Dennett, as I told you about,
Yeah.
he
Right.
has written a
Yeah.
book with 300 cases that where aliens had helped people here on Earth.
Oh
They
God. Yeah.
can, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They cure you from many diseases and can make you more bright is in your brain, because they can. Some people have the experience when they come back from the UFOs or talk to aliens that then suddenly they can actually find a solution to a problem they never thought they were able to do, but they will understand it and do it because they have learned something from the aliens. They share many things with us. They do that, okay? And there are different kinds of aliens. um, I think the former um, defense minister, Heller from Canada, he was the one to come forward and telling that they actually had contact with 4 types of aliens in their leadership. And he said, now it's time people will know this. And I am so amazed that he did that. He was one of the few really that wanted to step forward and say, hello out there. You need to understand we are in contact with different kinds of aliens. And we are. I can see. I have seen different kinds of aliens. I've seen white tools, Nordic,
Oh yeah.
more
They
human,
know.
like humanoids. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
And I have seen more greenish in skin as well. When I saw something with the portal and everything. Oh, you can read all about that in my books. I have many stories about all of that. Right. When he actually made me aware, so I could see everything what happened when he get into that portal and disappeared. in front of my eyes, okay? And I have seen a more bluish kind of alien. The first time I've seen that, that's very special. I had never seen that before. And I have seen something with beautiful kind of jewelry around his head, about just about the third eye, right?
Mm.
I can't explain that, but there are many types out there, and of course there is, because Earth is. But it's not only Earth. Earth is just a small little particle when you look into the universe. Okay, God showed me one time when I saw him, and he said, "I wanted to know the size of the universe." And suddenly I stood in front of him, but I was that tiny, and I stood in front of his big toe. Okay, one toe. I stood there, and then he lifted me up in his big hand. And when I came all the way up, and I stood there and looked at in his entire face, then he showed one eye. That's the universe here. Okay, I said, what's the rest of it on you? If that is the universe, what is the rest of you? So I wanted to know more. There's more out there. I'm sure
Could
of it.
imagine. Have you ever
Yeah.
been to other planets or destinations with them?
No, I have experienced that I was born into another dimension. I have experienced that kind of energy. I have seen many things, right? Well, it's more related to Earth actually at the moment, because I'm more curious about. I have seen a planet where they are as well. It's absolutely fantastic, beautiful. But I have also seen here on Earth. Where are you? Because they are not much here at the moment. They are not able to be here because of the matter. They feel that is around the world is not good. It's very unstable, and it makes them when they fly their craft, they fly with their mind. Okay, there are no instrument. They fly with their mind. Okay, and they are actually normally flying in energy as well. And when our energy field is not good, they actually crash here on Earth. So they're not here at the moment is because it's very unstable. Okay, we need to change all of that. They came to me about trees and everything, and want me to plant more trees out there. They have visited many schools and children, talking about them for the future. What you need to change out there, you need to plant many trees. You need to plant flowers. You need to take care of the animals, the insect, everything, because otherwise you will die out. You will simply die out. And we need to change all of that. So I have experienced aliens when they come and say, Heidi, can you do this? Because I was sitting down there filling out questionnaires for what you call Norstat in Denmark. And every time I did that, I earned some coins. And every time I earned coins, I could plant a tree. So that's why
Oh,
they came
really?
to me. They came to me and said, Heidi, we love what you're doing. We need you to do even more about that because it was too slow. They said, I would love to do that. I said, I would absolutely love to do that. So I'm trying to plant trees everywhere I go. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, how has the series been received by readers and reviewers?
Yeah, I think absolutely positive. I will, as you know, everyone wants to that many people will see the books, of course, but I think God will let them know. If want to see my books, God will let them know where to find my books, because all my books are told by me and the truth about it. Okay, all about it. Whatever comes into my books are the truth. What I have experienced, as I said to you, is if I haven't experienced it, I can't write about it. Okay, I can only write about what I've experienced myself, and I've understood what I was going through. Okay, that's why I have written those books about my experiences. It's very important. You always tell the truth. It is.
Oh, I totally believe you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you would get. Don't you think more people are coming out now and
Yeah.
talking about
Absolutely.
aliens and what they've seen and
Yeah.
Bigfoot and all that? Like
Yeah.
before, they would not say a word
They were
because they were
scared.
scared and ridiculed.
Exactly. But you know, us also when you know the Roswell incident back in 47, right? You know, people who witnessed it, people was threatened or killed if they talked about it. And that's why people didn't dare talk about it. But today they can't kill us all. Will have a problem to explain why all those people are dead, right? Because we are so many. And the aliens have actually tried to talk to leaders around the globe about what to do. And they didn't understand it because they have agreed, they have a power issue and something like that. But then they decided, well, then we go to the entire human beings, all the human beings, all over the world. So many people all over the world are experiencing aliens now. Ella, you know, before 22 actually. Right now, there are many things out there that are not from the aliens. It's man-made, so you need to be aware of that as well. Okay, but there absolutely are crafts out there. They're hovering above our atmosphere. They are everywhere to help out. They are down in the ocean, very deep down in the ocean. They are in the mountains, deep in the mountains and the woods where we are not coming. They have showed me the volcanoes. I have been in a volcano with two aliens to see where they were and everything.
Yeah,
And that was amazing too as well. So just to let you know, they are everywhere. And
I
they
was
have
going to
been here
say,
for a long time and all. Yeah, and they're also living amongst us. Absolutely.
right, we're nearly there now.
Yeah.
Where can people find your books? Because
Well,
you've
all
got,
my yeah,
I'm going to say, you've got Series of Life of Supernatural Events 1, 2, 3, and 4, Epic
yeah,
Dreams and Prayers, Inner Voice, Gems of Wisdom, and Real Life Experiences with all the Embracing Divine God.
yeah.
And your latest release, All Around and Inside Out, Frequencies and Manifestations.
Yeah, all of those books are to find on Amazon on several platforms: Germany, UK, Australia, Japan, Poland, Sweden, UK, Canada, USA, and so you can find them so many places. You just need to look up my name, author Heidi Elisabeth Hansen, or just write down A Life with Supernatural Events. You will find all my books as well in that occasion as well. Yeah, you can do
That,
that.
that sounds very interesting as well.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm glad we've had you on the show today because um, it's always nice to talk something different.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, because I like different people on my shows. I think it's
yeah,
interesting to have totally different people on.
yeah. And
And
I'm absolutely loved talking to you today. I must say that it was amazing, Robert. Thank you so much for
oh,
having me on
please,
here.
thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you for coming on the show.
yeah,
It's been absolutely wonderful. My guest on Friday is Eric Mitchell, um, documentary maker and all different sorts. He's on Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Pacific, and 7 o'clock in the UK. So thank you very much, Heidi. It's been
thank
wonderful.
you.
Really
Thank you so
enjoyed it.
much. Yeah, me too.
The hours is it's soon gone, the hour.
Yeah,
And I'm going to say have a lovely evening, but it's 9 o'clock where you are, and it's
yeah,
8 o'clock where I am.
exactly. But have a fantastic evening, okay? And thank you
Oh,
for
yes,
having me. Yeah,
yes, I've enjoyed it.
yeah, me too.
Oh, lovely. You take
Yeah,
care. And thank you to everybody in the chat room with the questions. It's been good.
absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
you take care and have a lovely week. And we'll catch up with you very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.